Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for ThermOWeb to share with you this travel-inspired layout featuring DecoFoil toner sheets. So I have preheated my hot laminator and I have cut on my digital cutting machine the words "go" with a period at the end from the Peel and Sticker toner sheets. So they are adhesive on the back side. I have cut some Laura Kelly Magic Wand, Magic Wand silver foil to put on top of that go. And then I'm also using a Laura Kelly Chunky Cheeks toner sheet, and I am putting just regular DecoFoil denim on top of that. So I like to back my pictures with patterned paper, only I've decided I am going to use a toner sheet here. So I've got them side by side. Make sure when you are running your toner sheet through, you do it in a parchment protective sheet. Make sure that the color is facing out. So on the silver, you're going to have silver on silver, so you need to make sure that the silver is facing out, but the matte silver is down. So while that is going through the hot laminator, I'm going to start working on the layout. I have decided there that the Laura Kelly toner sheet is perfect, but I want the PeelnStick hasn't picked it up enough of the silver, so I'm going to run that through again. And I'm going to start working on my layout. So I'm going to use this blue that is just scrap up as the header, and then I have picked my color palette based around this collection from Fancy Pants. It's called Just Plain Fun from my stash. So I really liked those seats, those airplane seats, and that is what determined the color palette. So I want them as the footer down at the bottom of the page, and then this is going to feature myself and the view out the window on a flight to Denver from Richmond. So that has come out perfectly. Now, it is not perfect. There is still black around the edges, but I like that. I like that it's given it that just a little bit of texture to it. So I will set that aside until I am ready to use it. I want a little bit of that blue that's at the top just to ground the bottom of the that airplane there. I thought maybe I might use the ripped strip, but it doesn't cover the green symmetrically and leaves some white space, and so I just have a 1/4 inch strip that I will put down the bottom there. So a teeny tiny touch, but an important one that provides the contrast that unites the top of the page to the bottom of the page, especially given that you will see coming, there is a quite a bit of white space on this layout there. So I have the header and the footer. Now it is time to get the pictures on there. So I've picked up some scraps from my stash. You can see I've cut the hearts into that, but I just want to use that to back the photo, which was fine. I knew I had enough of a border there. And so I am deciding where I want these photos to go. If they're going to go at the top left, which had been my original intent, but then to have the plane down below was kind of weird, so I decided that I was going to put them down on that bottom right there. I usually print my pictures with a small white border around them, but for some reason this one did not print with a white border, so I'm just going to back it with a piece of white cardstock there. I just like the delineation that that gives between the photos, especially when I'm working on a white background there. And it also really pops that foil toner sheet, that Laura Kelly toner sheet as well. So I decide that I'm going to keep this. Normally I would flush the photo over to the right hand side, but then I lose that definition of the blue, so I stick it there between the seats. I'm looking for just a little bit more color, so I'm going to back that with that lovely mint green there, and that will be where I'm going to nestle my photos at the bottom left there. And see how it looks much better when it's nestled between the seats. It gives that definition, that continuity as well across the page. So this other photo, I got a little bit of adhesive on it, and ThermOWeb has a really, really great adhesive remover, but it doesn't work on this matte photo paper that I'm using, and so it actually leaves more streaks. I'm just going to caution you with that. So Great on cardstock, great on pattern paper. I don't recommend it on your photos. If you just gently push enough, you can get that adhesive off. So this was a corner that I just have left over from ages and ages ago. I want to say this is super, super old, simple stories from when I designed for them for the first time, which was probably back in 2017, 5-ish years ago. And so that is going to house my title, my really big go, up there. And I want to cover that. The way the go goes, it cuts off at a funny angle if I hadn't put that tag there. So I'm going to use that tag that's from Fancy Pants that comes with the collection. I had pulled a bunch of the elements that worked with my color palette ahead of time. So I've got the airplane. That tag next to me says window seat, and then the ones up above says this is just plain fun. So just things that were relevant to plane travel, airplane travel. So I love the airplane up the top there that goes with the wing out the window, and I almost left that little, I'm just going to call it a period because that's what it is, period behind. This is actually based off of a Carrie Bradford. She had ages ago released, I want to say they were just PDF files of fonts when she was doing some font play, and I traced it in Silhouette Designer Edition and was able to create a cut file from it. So that will be my title up there. And then I've got this. So there is the foundation of the layout. I just want to put just a few more little embellishments on there. But that period really close to the whole of the tag is really bothering me. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get that without that white space in the bottom of the O. See that there? So I know I definitely want that tag. I thought maybe if I incorporated a few other embellishments, that maybe that might look good. I do like that phrase right there, but I like the tag best because not only once I fix it, there we go, and just move it out a little bit, it gives me some space to write RIC to DEN for where I was going on the airplane. I'm bothered by that white space that's, it's almost like a hole, and it just detracts your attention. So that label there is a perfect way of fixing that and closing that gap up between the green border and the white border at the edge of the page there. Absolutely perfect. So I've pulled a couple of alphas, I've pulled a couple of labels, and just a few more simple chipboard embellishments just to give just that little extra pizzazz to the layout. I'm going to layer up that Just Plain Fun with one of these new labels. These came out from Ellie's studio a couple of days ago, in fact, I want to say along with that blue alpha as well, the cerulean blue Jane Tile alpha, but I'm not going to use those. I'm going to end up using the letters from Paper Person to put in my states, I guess they are, or airport abbreviations. That's probably a more accurate phrase. So the foam, I am using this giant double-sided foam roll, which I looked back. I have been using this foam roll for a year now, and I'm still probably only a third of the way, maybe half of the way in. And if you follow my work, you will know I literally use foam on every single layout I create. So this is an amazing value for money. I know when you look at it, it's like $17.99, so $18 plus shipping, and you think, wow, that's a lot of money. But seriously, I put foam on everything, and I have not even gotten halfway through it. So highly recommend the double-sided foam adhesive from ThermOWeb there. So these are the letters to put down the airport letters. I will go in with some really old Doodlebug twine and put some twine into that off camera. And now I'm just putting some of these really awesome chipboard stickers. I'm going to use the stars just as my final touch elements. And I will journal on the page directly, just a sentence, because really what more is there to say other than I'm going to Denver for a continuing ed course. So that, my friends, will wrap it up. So a great way to incorporate some foil into your layouts, give a nice little bit of shimmer and back your photos. Enjoy the close-ups. If you have any questions about my process, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. Come back again soon. Take care.